Hi guys, and welcome back to another edition of New Horizon, and this is the one I have been waiting for. I don't know about you guys, but ever since video number 2, I promised an update on the views, or my views on the game, and corrections on some of the comments I made in episode 1 and 2, and here they are. Basically, since getting my first ship, and then based on a little bit of knowledge buying a second ship, I have been doing a lot more research into the game, and that led me to purchasing the third ship, simply because this is a multiplayer ship and those two are pretty much single player. But my views have changed significantly, and one of the things I kept on talking about was the fact I thought it was expensive. And I still think it's expensive, but I do understand the difference between a pledge and paying money for a game. I do understand that pledging money is basically giving the developer money because you're excited for the game and you want to help develop the game and make it the best possible experience available. I do understand that. And I do understand that while the game was on Kickstarter, that's exactly what that money was for. But since the game was kickstarted and the website was launched, even though it still says pledges on the website, it's pretty much the developer telling people how much they should pledge and deciding to set the pledge amounts, as opposed to players wanting to give a specific amount of money. So I have no issues with someone willing to spend 12,000 euros to get the biggest package in the game as a pledge. Yeah, fair play to them if they've done that, and they have, because they've sold out of those pledge packages. But my issue is with the developer arbitrarily setting a price of 12,000 euros. But not my call. I have absolutely no issues with players spending a lot of money on ships, and that's something else I want to address. Another reason I've changed my opinion over my previous comments is I've discovered that all of the ships currently available from the website are not going to be available for money. This is the only time you will be able to buy any of these ships with real money. When the game is launched, you are going to have to earn these ships in-game, basically through time, effort, and grinding. So in order to shortcut to these ships, this is the only time you are going to be able to do that for real money. And in addition to that, all of these ships are not exclusive. You will be able to get the Aurora LN in-game without spending a penny, simply by earning your way to it. Likewise the 315p and the Freelancer. So there is absolutely no reason, other than the fact you want to actually spend any money at all. Of course, there's one very, very good reason you should spend money on the game right now, and that is because if you buy a ship now, not only is it going to save you time and will give you a ship to start the game with when the game is launched, but you're actually buying the game. And while a package could cost you hundreds of euros on the website, you don't have to spend that sort of money. You could buy the basic Aurora package for 20 euros and that will get you the game as well as the ship. And this is going to be a AAA title, and probably looking at maybe €60 when it releases. So for just over €20, you're getting a ship, and you're getting the game for a fraction of the price you're going to have to pay for the game anyway. And you're getting a ship thrown in. Likewise for any of the other ship packages. So this thing cost me €60 when I bought it, but that means that I don't have to buy the game now. I have already purchased the game just by buying this ship, and this ship has been thrown in for free. These other ships are just bonuses. I will never have to grind for these ships. They'll always be here in my garage as long as I pay my insurance fees to keep these ships in the event I lose them somewhere out there in the depths of space. While playing Star Citizen as a single player or playing with friends, you are only ever going to be in one ship. If, for example, I am going to explore the galaxy in the 315p, I could be out there for days, weeks, who knows. And in the meantime, the Aurora LN and the Freelancer are going to be sitting back in my hangar gathering dust. Or are they? One of the things I discovered prior to buying the Freelancer is you will be able to let other players fly your ships, and as long as they have insurance, if that other player loses your ship, you will get it back. So it is perfectly reasonable, and it actually has been happening already, where consortiums have been buying up dozens of ships and paying the 12,000 pledge packages and basically gathering hangars with dozens of ships in preparation for creating a rental company when the game goes live, so players can go and rent ships from them and fly them, even if they don't have their own ships. So it is possible that I will be making money from the Freelancer and the 315p or the Aurora while I'm flying one of them, and the other two would otherwise be sitting back in my hangar gathering dust. So that is one of the reasons I decided to get a third ship, as well as the fact that this allows me to play with a friend or two. Now, also because I've now upgraded the hangar, thanks to the, I almost said garage there, now that I've upgraded the hangar, thanks to the generous donation, I can now take a look at my ships and possibly show you guys a little bit more detail. Now, in the last video, I showed you the interior of the Freelancer. Ooh, my mouse is dying. And in this video, even though I've shown it to you before, we can see a little bit more detail of the interior of the 315p. I'm not going to spend too long in here, simply due to the fact you've seen it before. But definitely a lot more visibility in this ship than in the Freelancer. So, yeah, you can see a little bit more detail than you could when I was using the basic garage, which was pretty dank and dark. But at the same time, was easier on my FPS. So, One thing I did notice when looking at this is when both doors are open, 315P is actually a DeLorean. I think this is the DeLorean of Star Citizen. Gullwing doors. So we are going to head across to the RSI, and again we can see a lot more detail than we could previously. So I think the fact it has that this is the weaponized version of the Aurora, and we have 4 basically what the Gatling guns, as opposed to the normal 2 on the other models. So this is actually classified as a fighter, but because the Aurora is so upgradable and there are so many modules on it, it can be pretty much do anything. But for the basic configuration, I've gone for the fighter model. You can also see where this area here is for containers. So I will be able to add cargo containers beneath the ship. Not quite sure what that is. My mouse is really starting to die. But yeah, I'm enjoying the fact I can actually view a lot more detail on these ships. So, having been in the Freelancer and seeing beds and a kitchen and a toilet and everything else, it just led me to wonder, even though I have a bed here, when I'm in my Aurora, where's the toilet? I may have a bed, but I'm missing the toilet. So I seem to be missing a kitchen area, and I'm missing a waste disposal area. But who knows? So nothing new here, just a little bit more detail. Maybe you'll be able to see it better than you could on previous videos. And I don't have the texture problems inside either of these 2 ships. It is just the Freelancer. So it is definitely an issue with the Star Citizen hangar patch that recently came out for was it the Oculus Rift? So there we go. A little bit more detail on the 2 ships that you may have missed the first time round. I'm just going to take a tour of the hangar. We've got some nice artwork. I'm not sure if these 2 change. I know that there's one up the other end that displays advertisements, which is pretty cool. We've got our firing range. So what we want to do is we want to go to tab, we want to hit ships, we want to drag and drop. Let's let's grab the gun off the 315P. And we want to come to weapons. And we'll drag that off to the side. And then we're moving back to ships. And we want to drag and drop the firing range in here. And then we're going back to weapons. And we will attach that weapon. And then we will finish up. So that weapon is now mounted. So I haven't used the firing range before, on video that is, It did take me a little while to figure it out, but it's fairly simple once you got the hang of it. So there we go. No reticule, no firing reticule. Ooh, first shot, groin shot. That's nice. So I'm able to hit the standing target. It's going to hit a moving target. Having some difficulty hitting the moving targets. And I'm doing a lot of damage to my hangar here. So that's pretty much it. Ooh, got one. Alright, that's enough of that. So, I did try using the guns from the Freelancer, but for some reason they can't be mounted on this, but I can, that seems to be a laser. So, we are just going to, come back to ships, going to launch that, head to weapons. Going to unmount that, head back to ships. We're going to drop in the 315P, head back to weapons. We'll load that back on if we can. There we go. Gonna head back to ships. We're going to grab one of the Gatling guns off the Aurora. Going to demount the weapon. Go back to our firing range. Back to weapons. Yes, it's convoluted and it's a pain in the ass. We'll drop that in there. Tab, F. And we've got one of the Gatling guns from the Aurora. Let's see what the difference is. This one actually seems to do a heck of a lot more damage than the 315P does. I think I'm actually having a little bit more success at being able to hit the moving targets. But targets aren't going down as quickly. Alright, I think we've had enough fun. Let's get one more. There we go. So we are just going to put my gun back on my Aurora. Alright, where did I take the gun from? That it? There we go. So that's the firing range, nothing too special. And as I say, I can't use the weapons from the Freelancer on it. Those posters haven't changed, so obviously the video wall is the one further up. So mouse is still dying, darn you! Okay, here we go. Anything else in here? We have a crate with 2 sets of boots, some shoulder pads, looks like a holster, but no gun, and some gloves. I have been around the garage once before, or the hangar once before, looking for stuff to do, but haven't found it. We're going to head up to the skywalk. And we get to see our hangar from above. So much more impressive than the dingy catwalk we were using on the first video. But there's nothing to do up here except run the length of the hangar. But more things will be added in future patches. I really would have preferred the catwalk to be on the other side, so that we could at least look at the front of our ships. I've never been much of an ass man. But there we go. That seems to be it for the catwalk. Nothing else to do up here. Whoa. Okay. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the lift. I can't get out. I'm trapped and I cannot get out. Oh, hang on. Alright, I just somehow managed to jump through the side of the lift. Okay, yeah, pre-alpha guys. Ignore the errors. So again, doesn't seem to be anything to do over here. Some stuff to do over here. We've got a fish tank first of all, with a fairly low level of water. But you'll be able to buy fish as a cosmetic device. And here's the costume station. And in the first video, I was wearing this outfit, and in this one, I'm a little bit more, let's just say, military orientated. I imagine that that's a little bit more Han Solo, a little bit more smuggler. But it's very easy to switch costume, but there are only two to choose from at the moment. And that is the pretty much all there is in the game at the moment. I really can't think of another reason to bring you another Star Citizen video until the dogfighting module in April. Just while I'm here, I was talking about a lack of bed and toilet and eating area in the RSI, and it just occurred to me, this is a long-range explorer out in the depths of space for weeks on end, and there's no toilet and no kitchen and no sleeping area. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my neck, but yeah, we have a docking port, but we don't have a bed, we don't have a kitchen, we don't have a toilet. Yeah, that's not going to work. I was thinking those things down there that look like vents, they might be pop-out beds or something, but looking at the exterior of the ship, that's the engine. They go directly into the engine block. So, yeah. Don't know if the 315p has been completely thought out. I was thinking maybe something popped out of the floor But again, looking at the base of the ship, there's no room for these panels to pop up and be something else. Could this be a toilet? Can't be very comfortable. But yeah, there we go. That's pretty much it. These view panels are blank. Blank. And this one displays adverts, which I think is pretty cool. We do have another HUD table here, but it's exactly the same as the firing range, but it will allow you to swap out and switch weapons, so that's pretty cool. There we go. The last Star Citizen video until the game is has a little bit more to report on. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.